I have always believed in the course of my public service that while as a federal member of parliament, I have a responsibility to deal with matters of national import and that are affecting every region of the country, I also have a primary responsibility to the people who elect me in my riding. And for the last 4 years, now going on 5 years, it has not been great for the people in my riding, to put it mildly. It's been very, very hard for me to get emails, meetings, calls, frustrated people at my town halls in tears, having door knocked my entire riding, hearing door after door, story after story about the devastation that is happening in my community, and to try and find a response to them. The comment that I get all the time at the door that keeps me up at night and breaks my heart is, you need to fight harder. You need to help us. What are you doing? What are you doing to fix this? And, the last federal election, many of us, my colleagues in Alberta, who are all hearing the same thing, Saskatchewan as well, we fought hard in the federal election. We fought hard. I went to every region of the country to take the story and the plight of my community abroad, saying, look, if Canada doesn't change this government, we're not going to have any sort of voice or any sort of hope, and their lives are not going to get better. So here we are today after the federal election, and I have been giving a lot of thought to this problem because things have just gotten exponentially worse. I mean, the situation that we're in today with the blockades, with the tech mine being another threat of political veto on a natural resource project, no implementation date in sight for, the pipeline, but it's not about that. It's not about that. I realize very intimately now that the problem, yes, there are problems with policies, and yes, there's a deep problem with this Liberal government. But the reality is that there are structural inequities in Confederation that disadvantage the people that I represent. The people that I represent are not equal partners in Confederation. And until such a time that we can rectify that, we have a serious and enduring problem that is doomed to repeat itself. And that is not fair. It's not fair. And I would not be doing my job on behalf of the people in my riding if I didn't seek to push the envelope and start a conversation on these issues, because they deserve it. I have here, I could print off reams of papers of the emails that I get of people that are they're just hopeless. And, when I hear like, okay, well, if we just win Ontario and Quebec, then we'll have a voice. It doesn't underscore the fact that we have structural inequities that we need to face. So today, I joined other Alberta MPs in issuing the Buffalo Declaration, and I encourage you to read it at buffalodeclaration.ca. There are many Albertans that are questioning if Confederation is broken beyond repair. There are many who feel disconnected from and disrespected by the Laurentian Power Consensus of Eastern Canada. And they're also frustrated that many Canadians are unaware or don't express compassion to the struggles that they are facing. For months, and I'm going to just put it out there, this is what I hear. This is what I hear on the door. This is what I hear from people in my community. We need to be equal, or we will seek independence. And I believe in a unified Canada, but it must be a Canada that's united in equity, and we do not have equity now. And anyone who suggests that we have equity is patently and falsely wrong. When you read the Declaration, what we've tried to do is outline the historical inequities that started with the foundation of our province and that have carried forward in cycle after cycle, generation after generation, and it needs to end. Because I would be irresponsible if I sat here and expected my predecessor in 40 years from now to be going through the exact same thing. Something has to change. The declaration that we've put forward contains many deep and concrete and provocative solutions to address the structural inequities in Confederation. The document is a starting point. We want people to read it because a discussion has to start somewhere. Please go and read it, add your voice to it, but I want to be very clear. A line in the sand has to be drawn, and it's being drawn today. This is why we've issued the Buffalo Declaration. I hope that every leader, political leader in this country reads it. I hope they read it with an eye of openness and compassion, and I'm confident that they will respond to it, because the problems that we're facing in this in our country today deal with the structural inequities that my province faces. We have to be equal in Confederation. To the people in my riding that I represent, you asked me to fight hard for you. Here it is. And for everyone else in Canada, if you care about a united Confederation, I challenge you to read this document, and I challenge you to lend your voice to it. What I've heard from my community is very clear. One way or another, Alberta will have equality. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.